Hi, this is Mark from Brown Works, and I haven't done a firearm from my collection lately, so I figured I'd take a break and review one of my favorite firearms. And this is actually one of the worst firearms that I own, functionally, but it is still in my favorite collection, and I'll tell you why in just a minute. This is the Zip 22 by US Firearms Company. Let me tell you first a little bit about US Firearms Company. They made reproductions of single action Army revolvers, and they were doing a great business. I think they began in 1993 or so. The company was owned by a Doug Donnelly. I think it was his personal company. And he decided, I guess he got bored with making money with his reproduction single action armies, and decided to make his own modular pistol system. And this was his idea, this Zip 22. Let me first do a quick unboxing. This is what it came in, as a simple box. It was pretty inexpensive to make because it's a mostly polymer gun. There are a couple metal pieces. I mean, the barrel is metal, but it's shrouded in a polymer sleeve. There are a couple metal rods and a couple other metal parts, but majority of this is polymer. So let's take a quick look inside the box of what you got. These things, when they were in production, I think the MSRP was like $199, but you can get them anywhere from $100, $150, $170 is kind of what they were selling for. What comes with it, it had some additional springs. The recoil system is a little strange in here. Let's see, other propaganda, a quick start guide. Basically, it doesn't look like any normal firearm, so they did need to tell you, I guess, where things are in order to make this thing work. And we're going to talk all about that. So quick start guide, warranty information. There are some accessories that you could get with it. Now, one of the things with this is it takes the standard Ruger 1022 magazine. You're also, and that fits up in here, I'll show you that in a minute. You're also supposed to be able to use some of the extended ones, like the 15 round or the 25 round. That gives you, if you notice, there's not a whole lot to hold on to, but you put these other magazines in here, it gives you a little bit more to hold on to. So, but actually you couldn't really use these magazines because of some of the problems that they had. So you had to get an upgrade to the magazines in order to make them work. Some other accessories, and then the user manual. It tells you how to take it apart and all. In the back there are some different accessories. So let's look at the pistol and tell you a little bit more about it. Yes, here's the trigger. This is the ejection port. That's one of the issues. You can see how small this ejection port is. That's one issue with its problems. The other problem in firing this, because of where your fingers are, sometimes if you have big fingers, they might be covering up this ejection port. So that can be an issue. Some people may want to fire this left-handed just to stay away from the ejection port. And even said, trying to hold on to it with your finger, put your middle finger in here. There's still not a whole lot to hold on to unless you had one of the extended magazines in there. But some people even use their middle finger and put their index finger up top here to hold it. Gives you a little bit more stability. Okay. The other thing that I don't like about this, and a lot of people don't like about this, is the charging handles are up here. There's actually two different charging handles. There's some different functionality here. But basically, in order to charge this, you got to put your finger up near the barrel. So it is a little scary if you're trying to cock this thing. Try not to get your finger over top the barrel. It was supposed to be a safe gun, but it doesn't look safe to me. But yeah, the other thing inside this action here, there is no extractor and no ejector. So that even adds to some of the problems with this pistol ejecting right. Because if luck isn't with you, cartridges could stay in there. One of the other things why this had failed so miserably is this breech block. It's just plastic. And all the parts in here are extremely light. So one of the problems that they found is that the cycling rate was way too fast because they're too light of parts, and they blow back and spring forward really quickly. And they've had a lot where the magazine just couldn't feed fast enough the next cartridge, and it wouldn't pick up the next round right. And that's one of the reasons why trying to use the bigger magazines had fails, and you had to get, like I said, there was a conversion kit to put a stronger spring in these extended magazines to try to push the cartridge up a little bit quicker. So a lot of areas for failure. Now, the idea of this, Doug Donnelly, his idea was to have a modular system. And one of the things up here, this top rail, is the sight. You can change this out. You can put a Picatinny rail up here and put like a red dot or something on there. They also have an option, kind of like a reverse Picatinny rail, in order to mount it underneath of your firearm and to create an SBR. So they had plans to allow you to make this into an SBR. It was their Zip SBR rail that you could get to put on here. So I don't think they sold too many of those. So it has another little Picatinny rail down here, I guess, for some type of accessory. They had other aftermarket accessories like a clip, I guess, for like a belt clip. There was supposed to be another little attachment here to help in cocking this thing. But like I said, it's more frustrating to try to go out and shoot this thing because you you can't go 2 or 3 rounds without having a jam of some sort. But Doug Donnelly's, I got to give the guy credit because it was his idea and he actually went all in. He, like I said, his company did reproductions of single action army. In order to do this, he sold all the tooling. He stopped doing his reproductions, which was making money. He sold all the tooling in order to to do all the molding to create this thing. So he went all in. I respect that for, if you're going to go into business or if you're going to do anything, whether it be create a YouTube channel or start a business, my philosophy is that you really need to go all in. You can't halfway do anything. And he went all in, but unfortunately his design was not very good. And like I said, he started designing this, I think, in like 2011. It actually hit the market really late 2013, and it was selling through 2014. But the beginning of 2015, they stopped production, and the company actually dissolved in 2017, basically killing a company that had a great business in reproduction firearms. It just killed the whole company. So, like I said, it's an interesting gun. It is kind of difficult to hold, but I'm glad I have it in my collection. There are other firearms out there that have been failures. Actually, the Colt Walker was basically a failure because it had blown up. It wasn't designed right, but it's one of the most valuable guns today just because of how rare it is. Hundreds of thousands of dollars, reaching up to the $1 million mark. I don't think these will ever get anywhere close to it, but it's still a little piece of history, an interesting gun to talk about. So if any of you guys have one of these and have good experiences or bad experiences, please let us know in the comments. Again, if you want to see more of our firearms in the future, please subscribe. And I thank you for watching. So bye for now.